Can a real estate agent buy and flip houses? By the end of this video, you're going to learn how real estate agents can buy and flip properties profitably and legally. Plus the pitfalls to avoid and the best way to use your license to your advantage. If you're a real estate agent wondering if you can buy and flip houses, the answer is yes. But there are some very important things you need to know. I've worked with a lot of agents over the years, and some of them crush it with flips, and some of them lose because they don't know how to play by the rules. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through it. Being a real estate agent can give you a huge advantage when flipping, but only if you know how to use it the right way. Now, full disclosure, I am not a real estate agent. I've done over 1,200 deals, and I own 50% of a licensed brokerage in New York State. My wife Amber is the main broker in New York State. However, she's never sold a house. You see, we were able to qualify through a point system and the experience that we've come up with over all these years of flipping over 1,200 houses. We automatically knew more than most agents, so we were automatically able to get our broker's license. So again, the answer to can a real estate agent flip houses is yes. And actually, many do. Look, a real estate agent gets early access to deals, don't they? When somebody calls to sell their house and they go out and meet them to list their house, if they are able to give them an offer right there on the spot, they're ahead of all their competition because they haven't talked to anybody else yet. So it's a great place to be as a real estate agent, and you can sort of turn into a real estate investor while you're there. You can have a non-threatening conversation with a seller. When you walk in the door, you are there to help them sell their house. So they're not going to be on the defensive thinking that you're going to buy the house. So their guard is down. They'll be very vulnerable with you and share a lot of things with you, and that will help you be able to structure a win-win deal for them. But you are, again, ahead of your competition. So be thankful for that. What you're really doing is becoming the solution for them and becoming their hero to get them out of a tough situation. So what does an agent have to do to be compliant? Well, number one, disclose, disclose, disclose. From the first contact with someone to buy their house, it's important they know that you are a licensed real estate agent. When it comes time for paperwork, they have to sign all the correct paperwork that you are disclosing to them that you are an agent, but you are now acting as a buyer. Different states will have different paperwork you have to fill out, so make sure you're well aware in your local area what you have to have signed by a seller and what your fiduciary responsibility is to the seller if you're going to buy their house. The rule of thumb here is that full transparency protects everyone. One of the advantages you have as a real estate agent is access to the MLS. Now, years ago, I would tell you that you had all of the information at your fingertips that people had to come to you for data. But nowadays, with things like Redfin and Zillow and Realtor.com, there's a lot of information the average buyer can get online. But you as a real estate agent have more. As a matter of fact, there are notes that are on every file when a real estate agent sells those deals that they put inside the MLS notes. You're able to use those notes and that data to spot opportunities that other people will miss because they just don't have access to that data. Now, as a real estate agent, you get commission on deals, right? Well, you get to use that as leverage. If you're going to buy the property, you can say, look, I'm going to waive my commission on this deal. And it sounds like a big deal because they don't have to pay a commission to you all of a sudden. So that's a valuable asset that you have at your fingertips or a valuable tool that you could use in negotiations. So what gets agents into trouble if they're flipping houses? The bottom line is they're not being truthful about who they are and what they're actually doing there. It's very important that you have full disclosure the entire way through the process. The other place the agents get in trouble a lot, they think because they're around real estate for maybe years or decades that they understand what it's like to be a real estate investor. Well, I've worked with real estate agents for years. That's like someone comes to you and says, I know what it's like to be a parent. I have dogs. They don't have a clue, right? If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. Well, agents go, oh, I know about a real estate investor. Have you ever invested? No, but I've been doing it for 20 years. Doesn't matter. Just because it's real estate doesn't mean it's the same exact thing. Real estate agents get in trouble because they get way too comfortable and cocky thinking they know how to be a real estate investor. If you always stay honest and ethical, you can build a great flipping business alongside of being a full-time agent. So that leads to the question, do you have to have a license of some kind to flip if you're an agent? And the truth is, no, you don't. Don't become an agent to become an investor. So many new investors think they have to go out and become a real estate agent to be a successful investor. And nothing could be further from the truth. It's a massive distraction if you go out and become a real estate agent before you're an investor. Real estate agents make commissions. It's a smaller amount of money than an investor. The average commission for a real estate agent might be $3,000 or $4,000 after they get their split with the broker. where the average real estate investor can make $50,000 or more per deal. Focus on where the real profit is, the life-changing profit, not on the profit you make being a real estate agent, because that's a job. An investor is being an investor. So don't be distracted. You do not need to be a real estate agent to be a successful flipper. And the truth is, remember, I'm not licensed, and being unlicensed is way simpler in my opinion. Whether you're licensed or not, flipping profitably comes down to the numbers, especially your renovation costs, your ARV, and how much you can actually offer for that property. Go watch our video, how to evaluate a flip deal like a pro. And I'm gonna show you how to evaluate any deal, including your rehab costs. I'm gonna take you step by step so you can learn how to secure your profit on any real estate deal. The link is right here below.